Hi guys, it's Morgan and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about episode 12 of season 7 of Riverdale, chapter 129, After the Fall. Now, if you haven't seen the episode, there will be spoilers in this review, so stop watching if you don't want to be spoiled. So, here's my review for episode 12 of season 7 of Riverdale, chapter 129, After the Fall. It was a relief to find out that Reggie was okay after what happened at the end of the last episode. And it was also great to find out that Reggie was the one who saved the other bulldogs from drowning, even though he knew that he had to save them because he knew that if any of them died, he would be blamed for it. Even though Julian annoys me, I was hoping that he would be okay since he was in a coma. But it was really annoying that Clifford blamed Reggie for what happened, even though Julian was the one driving the car. I also didn't blame Jughead for how he reacted when Sheriff Keller said that the milkman killer was an open and closed case after Ethel killed the milkman in self-defense, since they still don't know who the milkman killer was. But I was glad that Ethel didn't have to go back to the Sisters of Quiet Mercy and was able to go back to staying at the Coopers. I didn't blame Betty for being annoyed about Alice being kind to Ethel, since Alice was the one who sent Ethel to the Sisters of Quiet Mercy in the first place. Since Alice told Betty that she's not her mother anymore, she's now treating Ethel like her daughter. I was also glad that Veronica told Betty that she's been living at the Babylonium, and also told her that it was because her parents changed the locks at the Pembroke. And when Betty asked Veronica if Veronica ever thought about breaking back into the Pembroke, I was just hoping that they wouldn't get caught. Since Julian was in a coma and couldn't be captain of the basketball team, I was happy for Archie when Uncle Frank made him captain in Julian's absence, even though I agreed with Archie when he said that Reggie deserved to be captain. But Clifford picked Archie. Also, it was pretty clear that the story about the milkman killer being a drifter that Principal Featherhead and Dr. Weathers told Jughead and Ethel was made up. But it also made me wonder if they actually knew who the milkman killer was, but were covering it up by blaming comic books. But it was obvious that Jughead and Ethel didn't believe them. I didn't blame Cheryl for being upset about basketball season continuing while Julian was in a coma. And even though it was horrible seeing Clifford threaten Cheryl so she would still cheer at the games, it wasn't a surprise. I mean, Clifford was the one who killed Jason in season 1 of Riverdale. I also really loved seeing Betty, Veronica, Kevin, and Clay having a sleepover at the Pembroke. And I also thought it was funny when Kevin and Clay told Betty and Veronica that Dilton was the real story in the boys' locker room. And it was also funny how Betty and Veronica reacted when they saw Dilton at school the next day. It was nice to see Archie be complimented for his writing. And since we know that Archie wrote songs when Riverdale started, we already knew that he was a good writer. So I hope that he writes more in the future. Also, even though I understood why it was shot down, I thought Jughead and Ethel's idea to write a sequel to the Milkman comic was a great way for Ethel to share her story. And it was really nice to see how supportive Jughead was of Ethel. And it was also great that Mr. Fieldstone allowed their comic book about a mailman instead of a milkman be published. And they didn't care about the storm that it might cause. It was annoying when the basketball team from Stonewall Prep stole the Bulldogs mascot and also insulted Reggie. I was already hoping that the Bulldogs would win the game, but after the way the Stonewall Prep team acted, I was hoping that even more. So it was handy that since Reggie used to play on the Stonewall Prep team, he knew how the other members of the team played and knew how to beat them. I was glad that we finally got a mention of Polly, since I have been wondering where she was. And Betty told Veronica that Polly left Riverdale when she turned 18. So now that we got a mention of her, I hope that we see Polly again soon. Also, based on the way the conversation Betty and Veronica were having, I could see it coming that they were going to kiss. But before they could, Mary and Smithers interrupted them. But it was good that they did, since Betty and Veronica told Mary about Alice saying that Betty wasn't her daughter anymore, and about Veronica's parents evicting her. And Mary said that she would handle it, and she did. Veronica got the key to the Pembroke, and Alice started treating Betty like her daughter again. I felt really sorry for Cheryl when she was crying over Julian and begging for him to wake up. So I was really happy for her when he did. But when Cheryl overheard Clifford's plan to replace Reggie with K.O. Kelly, I was hoping that she would do something about it. So I was glad that she told Archie, and it was really great to see all of the Bulldogs band behind Reggie and tell Clifford that if he got rid of Reggie, they would all walk, and also told him to make Reggie team captain. And Reggie was made captain, and they won the game. It was also really nice that Archie gave Reggie Fred's captain patch, and Reggie said that he would give it back to Archie at the end of the season. But I am worried about the storm that Jughead said was coming. Since cast members have been posting pictures on Instagram about filming ending, I can't help but notice that they still seem to be in their 50s style costumes. So I'm wondering if they'll be sent back to the present by the time the show ends, or if they'll stay in the 50s. This might not happen, but I have a theory of what possibly could be the end of Riverdale. What if everyone does stay in the 50s, but somehow they get all their memories of the present back? I don't know if that'll happen or not, but stranger things have happened on Riverdale, so we'll just have to wait and see. Thanks for watching, guys! If you saw the episode, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. And if you want to see any of my previous Riverdale reviews, check out the playlist. And if you want to see any of my future Riverdale reviews or any of my other future videos, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.